With a special prosecutor on his case, President Bush hires himself a high-powered attorney. Young victims of the heat or eat syndrome, their parents can't afford both food and fuel. An eye on America. Tonight, high school sports and players in jeopardy.
We actually tried to make a tackle, and I think from the impact, that's when I got paralyzed.
This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. I'm Connie Chung, sitting in tonight for Dan Rather. President Bush today defended the pardons he handed out to several key figures in the Iran-Contra scandal, and he hired a lawyer to defend himself. Not just any lawyer. Eric Engberg reports on the president's surprising choice.
Under legal attack by a prosecutor who has publicly accused him of misconduct, President Bush turned to a high-powered lawyer for help. He hired a well-connected Democrat, Griffin Bell of Georgia, once President Carter's Attorney General. A carefully worded White House statement said Bell would assume full responsibility for advising the president on the investigation. Before starting a trip to Somalia, the president blasted critics who've charged his pardon of Caspar Weinberger was part of a cover-up.
I pride myself on 25 or more years of public service, of serving honorably, decently, and with my integrity intact.
Walsh, in a chilly statement, said he was glad the president had a lawyer who understands the rule of law. The president said Bell's first job will be to try to force Walsh to make public the only sworn statement Mr. Bush has made on Iran-Contra, given privately to prosecutors in 1988. Walsh has claimed that statement is covered by grand jury rules that prevent him from showing it to anyone. Senate Democrats today announced plans to hold a hearing on Walsh's activities in February and said that Weinberger will be invited to testify.
Independent counsel Walsh reached certain conclusions, indicted some very high-level people, and of course, by pardoning those people, the president thwarted the independent counsel process.
The next battleground in this war between president and prosecutor will be over access to notes Mr. Bush made in the 80s on Iran-Contra. Eric Engberg, CBS News, Washington.
The biggest battle facing the incoming president is the economy. New figures from the government today point to a continuing recovery from the recession. But as Bob Fall reports, there are still serious problems, including employment.
Anticipating better times, we spent more than we have for quite a while.
Comes the end of the year and you kind of let go. So we let go.
Not only did shoppers make it the best Christmas since 1988, leading economic indicators released today posted their strongest gain in the last 10 months, up 0.8%. Glad tidings, say economists, for 1993.
In the recession, consumers spent less than their ability to spend because they were cautious. Now we have had a period where this has snapped back and people have been spending even at a greater rate of increase than their increase in incomes.
The problem underscored today at this Washington hearing is that after the recession 10 years ago, jobs rebounded much more sharply than after this recession.
In this recession, we're running along down here. Now, I mean, this gap is extraordinary.
So employment remains the key to the recovery. Economists agree that spending will remain strong only if consumers are convinced that jobs, theirs and others, are secure.
Consumer confidence has increased nicely since the election, and I think that will hold us for the first half of 1993. But the second half and beyond, I think, is still a question, and it's a question because people are not yet confident about their jobs.
Still, those economic indicators released today show, as one economist put it, that the economy is off and running, or in the words of another, that the conditions for future growth are clearly present. Bob Fall, CBS News, New York.
Many low-income families are more concerned about today with the worst of winter coming on. With limited resources to care for their children, parents are often forced to choose between two of life's most basic necessities. John Roberts explains.
Okay, now how long has he been running this fever and on
This fever's been 2 days.
2-year-old Justin Holmes was brought to Boston City Hospital last spring, chronically sick from malnutrition. After a cold, hard winter, he'd lost a third of his body weight.
I was petrified last year. I was in the emergency room a number of times. He had many IVs. No one knew what it was. He wasn't gaining any weight.
Justin is a victim of the heat-or-eat syndrome. As winter sets in, parents must choose between paying for heat and paying for food. A hospital study shows the numbers of malnourished children will increase by a third over the coming winter.
Parents know that their children will freeze before they starve. Hypothermia can kill you in 12 hours. Starvation takes a lot longer.
Across the country, millions of people rely on the federal government for help with their heating bills through LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. But in recent years, that program has been cut 25%, while at the same time, the number of people needing assistance has increased.
She's only 14 pounds for an 8-month baby. She should be weighing at least 20-something pounds.
Gianni Huertas is another victim in an uphill battle against malnutrition from drinking watered-down formula. Her mother has already spent what little fuel assistance she had.
I'm still wondering, what am I going to do in January and February, which is the coldest 2 months of the year, and I'm already starting to run out of fuel.
Ready, big girl?
Those lobbying for maintaining fuel funds say for every cut in the program, there is an added health and social cost.
Not just the short-term problems these children are going to have with increased illness, but the long-term problems that they may have with their learning and development have very serious implications for our national well-being.
Low-income families may find a friend in the president-elect who supports fuel assistance. But with a colder than normal winter ahead, Boston City Hospital and millions of parents can only watch their children and hope. John Roberts, CBS News, Boston.
In suburban Chicago, the vacationing parents accused of leaving their 2 young children home alone remain jailed tonight. A judge said David and Sharon Shue may be released if they post $50,000 bond each. But he said they may have no contact with their daughters, who are now in a foster home. The parents were arrested yesterday when they returned from a 9-day vacation in Mexico. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, the incredible pain amid significant progress for women in Somalia. And later, how will Hollywood ever survive without its Pink Palace?
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealers proudly announce the Chrysler Awards Celebration Sale, going on now at the Minivan Store. For a limited time, you can buy Voyager, voted one of MotorTrend's 10 best domestic buys, for only $199 a month. This Voyager comes generously equipped with automatic air, AM/FM stereo, driver's minivan airbag, and more. Now just $199 a month. Plus, save on our entire award-winning family of minivans. The Chrysler Awards Celebration Sale, going on now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
If you've been hiding from nighttime cold medicines...
Oh, not that!
There's a medicine you'll like.
This is different, dear.
Robitussin Night Relief. It relieves your sneezing, sniffling, aches, and coughs without alcohol, unlike that other nighttime cold medicine which has 25% alcohol.
Thanks.
It's the kind of relief you'd expect from Robitussin. New Robitussin Night Relief.
Sleep tight.
Nighttime cold medicine from a name you trust.
3 weeks to the day before he leaves office, President Bush left on his 25th overseas trip. It's designed as a triumphal tour in the wake of a bitter election defeat. Jim Stewart has our report.
It is probably his last foreign trip as chief executive, and in many ways it's a road tour of George Bush's greatest presidential hits. It begins with a brief visit to Saudi Arabia and a reunion with King Fahd, whose nation was saved by the thunder of Desert Storm. Then it's on to Somalia, site of his latest foreign incursion, spending New Year's with the troops while they feed a starving nation. And finally, Russia, and the signing of START II, the most ambitious nuclear arms reduction treaty in history.
I view it as a great step for mankind. It's not personal, but I take great pride in this accomplishment.
The pride Mr. Bush feels in his foreign policy accomplishments is plain in every speech.
The Cold War is over. Freedom has carried the day, and I leave the White House grateful for what we have achieved together.
But while the president clearly wants to be remembered for those achievements, government professor Robert Lieber gives his foreign policy a mixed grade.
Bush was the inbox president. He rose to the occasion when things dropped onto his desk. But he often showed himself surprisingly passive when other threats and opportunities presented themselves.
Threats like his own nation's economy, some might say, making this final presidential journey in some ways a reflection of the Bush presidency. constantly attracted by events on the outside, but eventually doomed by conditions at home. Jim Stewart, CBS News, the White House.
President Bush says he is not worried about his safety in Somalia. Security there is being provided by the U.S. Marines. Today, they were lining the president's route with barbed wire and sandbags and trying to clear the streets of freelance gunmen. No one in Mogadishu is immune to the turmoil, and that includes Somali women, traditionally sheltered by Islamic law. Giselle Fernandez reports from the capital.
18-year-old Layla Hassan has become the newest symbol of the outrageous brutality of Somalia's civil war and its increasing attacks against women. 2 weeks ago, an angry mob wrongly blamed her for prostitution. She was beaten, stripped, and dragged naked through the streets. She's recovering now, but remains terrified. Before the war, she says, this never would have happened to a Muslim woman.
I don't have any defense. I don't have any security. So it came to my mind, a mother who was naked in public. I have to kill myself.
Clearly, it is the women of this war, the Muslim mothers of this country, who have suffered most here. But ironically, it is also the women who have gained the most. By the sheer necessity to survive, they've managed to become more empowered.
With so many men dead from war, it is the women now who drive this pitiful economy. Everything from hard labor to running ramshackle enterprises that line the streets, even to the most powerful like Da'abu Isi, who runs 300 food kitchens.
We feed 500,000, twice a day.
Zara Mohammed Noor is trying to give even the very poorest women here a chance to learn a trade and become financially independent. She teaches as many as 80 how to make baskets and mats out of strands of palm.
We wanted to teach women work, eat. Where there is work, there is eating.
Women here like Fatuma, who cradles her sick child, make about $10 a week selling baskets. It's not much, she says, but it's better than nothing. She lives in a refugee camp not far away. Her husband starved to death, leaving her the sole provider now for the family.
It has really revolutionized the relations between men and women.
And that's a source of hope for women now calling themselves Somalia's biggest clan, as are the words of wisdom from Elder Ashakati, who tells the young, despite the odds, have patience. Things will get better. Giselle Fernandez, CBS News, Mogadishu.
Stay with us now for more of the CBS Evening News, including the teenager pulled from no man's land.
When I go on vacation, I love going out at night to shows, dancing the night away, enjoying great nightclub entertainment. And on this vacation, I can enjoy everything without cover charges, minimums, or even reservations, because it's all included. But what I really like about the nightlife here is that tomorrow night, I can see another great new show as we sail away to another great new place. Take a 3, 4, 7-day fun ship vacation on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
An hour into the job, the cough and burning fever kicked in. Kevin Ross has the flu, and that calls for serious medicine. Theraflu. Strong, hot liquid relief to ease flu symptoms fast. Theraflu. Your flu misery stops here.
My name is Sarah Lucas, an MCI sales associate.
Hi, my name is James Bay.
My name is Marina Rivera.
We're about to reach 10 million friends and family customers.
10 million.
And when we do, lots of good things will happen.
It's going to be a big announcement.
So stay tuned.
Some additional savings.
Goodness! You gotta be
From Maine to California.
You're kidding me.
People just like you.
You gotta be kidding.
Earn thousands, win millions.
I just quit.
Out of the blue.
Yes!
Miracles can happen. Can happen for you.
Holy cow!
Publishers Clearinghouse. The house where dreams come true.
Would you like to get rich quick?
Yes.
These people say they know how. You want to know their secrets? Watch a 48 Hours double feature at a special time tonight.
Israel, Lebanon, and 400 Palestinians refused to budge today. All of them rejected suggestions for compromise to get the deportees out of their no man's land near the border of Israel and Lebanon. Bob Simon has the latest.
UN envoy James Jonah finished his last round of meetings no closer to ending the deadlock than when he arrived here 3 days ago. The Lebanese told Jonah his trip to Beirut yesterday was a waste of time. Prime Minister Rabin today was a bit less blunt, but no less firm. Israel won't let Red Cross aid through its lines unless Lebanon does likewise. And Rabin insisted international criticism of the deportation was merely a short-term loss.
In the long run, it will facilitate the possibility to negotiate peace.
While the Israelis took the heat, the deportees were still out in the cold between the lines. Dozens of reporters today watched them cook food smuggled into their camp by donkey. The Lebanese winter hasn't put a chill in their fundamentalist faith. The prayers of one 16-year-old Bassam Suri were answered today. Rabin said he and 9 others who'd been deported by mistake could return. Suri's family waited for him in Hebron, saying their only regret was that the rest of the deportees won't be coming home too. In Jerusalem, Adon Shalbach gave birth to a baby girl. The proud father couldn't be there. He was on that mountain ridge in the no man's land.
So difficult here to be here, so far from my wife and new baby.
Tonight, the deportees are stuck in their wintry limbo, while the Israelis who sent them there are feeling just as exposed. Government officials fear one of the deportees could die in the cold, compounding their public relations disaster. But they also fear allowing aid to flow in through Israel would make them look weak in Arab eyes, which is one thing they never like to do. Jerusalem is concerned the UN Security Council will soon call for sanctions against Israel. So Rabin is coming under increasing pressure from members of his own government to do something fast. Either let aid flow into Lebanon or let some deportees back into Israel, or both. Bob Simon, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
For 20 years, she was the most popular resident of Washington's National Zoo. Today, Ling Ling, the giant panda, was found dead. She was 23 years old. Ling Ling and her male companion Sing Sing were gifts from China back in 1972. Ling Ling had 5 full-term cubs, but none survived. Sing Sing is 22 now and apparently in good health. Coming up next, Eye on America. Tonight, a new threat to the future of high school sports.
Introducing the 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. And the only interior that can keep up with it. Drive the new Lincoln Mark 8, but drive everything else first. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
I used to take aspirin to relieve minor arthritis pain until my doctor told me 1 Advil is as effective as 2 regular aspirin and is gentler to my stomach. For my pain, I prefer Advil. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Doctor.
Is it right for me?
Habitrol.
It's a nicotine patch.
Habitrol.
For information, call 1-800-685-2000.
You know, Habitrol.
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 Habitrol Nicotine Transdermal System. Available by prescription only.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay, bring your noses up to the TV and I'll show you that Folgers Crystals has more ground roast aroma than ever. This is what you've been using. Sniff. Nice, huh? Now, take a whiff of the latest. Come on, there's enough aroma for everybody. Hey! Oh! Folgers Crystals, made with mountain-grown beans, fresh brewed and crystallized. Folgers Crystals, with more aroma than ever. Aroma so rich, you can taste it.
Happy holidays from CBS This Morning.
There are time-honored traditions of athletic competition. Coach knows best, play with pain. But now, there's a new player in the game challenging the old rules, the personal injury lawyer. Rita Braver reports tonight's Eye on America.
Let's go, oh, get ready! Once upon a time, high school sports was simple. There was the team, the fans, the excitement, and even the occasional injury.
At halftime.
But now there's also the lawsuit.
2 ligaments that crisscross right in the hold this bone and this bone together. I tore them both.
Chris Jarrell sued his Kernersville, North Carolina high school and his coaches for $275,000 after he hurt his knee during a drill he says was unsafe.
Did you have to have surgery on your knee?
Yeah, I had surgery the following day.
Coach Perry Pearson says getting hurt comes with playing ball.
You just sort of take for granted that they know those things can happen. You know, sprained ankles and knees and broken arms and this type of thing.
Your father felt that something wrong had been done here.
Yeah, he felt very cheated by having his son not play high school football because he did it. He played high school football, went on to play college football.
Gerald lost his case. But Pearson, now retired, says he's never really gotten over the suit.
It just devastates you because things are going to happen to you as a coach that you really feel like that you have no control of. I felt bad about it, but what could I have done?
But this is not just the story of one small scrimmage. All over the country, kids are tackling coaches and school systems, creating a pileup of lawsuits that threaten school sports.
We're finding that diving boards are being taken out of pools, gymnastic equipment is being reduced to, from some of the trampolines, the mini tramps. Certain sports are being eliminated because people feel that they're just too high risk. And you periodically inspect it to check.
So many kids sue that schools now hire people like Herb Appenzeller.
You've got your padding under the basket.
He inspects school sports programs to help avoid expensive lawsuits.
Insurance is hard to get, to pay for it. And a lot of the schools have trouble trying to raise the money to pay for the insurance.
And stakes are highest with the most serious injuries.
I was trying to make a tackle, and I think from the impact, that's when I got paralyzed.
Kenneth Jennings claims he became a quadriplegic because Simeon High School, its doctor and coach, let him play football when they knew he already had a back injury.
So I was told I could play as long as the coaches felt that they could give me the okay.
Hang in there, all right?
He is suing for $52 million.
Ain't tough. He's a strong kid, and he wanted to play. And he thought he could play. He didn't know his spinal was that fragile. He's not a doctor.
The school denies negligence.
There's a lot of physical contact and there's a risk to it, and Kenneth Jennings suffered a very, very unfortunate accident.
The suit comes at a time when the Chicago schools are in economic crisis.
They're asking money from the school, which is basically, the taxpayers.
But Kenneth's mother says that shouldn't matter.
There's my son in that bedroom. He can't even feed himself. Okay, people don't agree with me suing the school, but if I don't go to the school, who's going to take care of my child?
Sometimes schools really are at fault, but Coach Pearson says other suits are part of a new American sport.
We always want to blame somebody. And that seems like a fact of life as far as a job. When something goes wrong or something like that, we want to nail somebody and blame them.
And as the number of suits keeps rising, so will the price tag on school sports. For Eye on America, I'm Rita Braver in High Point, North Carolina.
Eggnog, mashed potatoes and gravy, Santa cookies, Aunt Wilma's bundt cake.
The average American
turkey
can gain 4 to 7 pounds during the holidays,
candy canes,
and you're probably one of them.
Sweet potatoes,
So include the Kellogg's Special K breakfast in your New Year's diet,
dip,
and get the scale moving in the right direction.
fruitcake, fruitcake, fruitcake.
Kellogg's Special K. Lose the holiday fat.
Just weeks from now, a messenger will be delivering a package to me like this, with the name of American Family's newest $10 million winner. You may be the one. Next month's $10 million winner in America's only sweepstakes with my picture. You, a millionaire 10 times over, real fast. I'll announce the $10 million winner next month. Return the winning number in time, and the $10 million grand prize will be yours this winter.
My name is Greg Torres, and I'm an MCI Customer Service Manager. We're getting close to 10 million customers for the Friends and Family program. When we hit that 10 million, there's going to be even more exciting benefits. Stay tuned. We'll tell you about them when that 10 millionth customer hits.
Attention heartburn sufferers.
If antacids work, why do I keep getting heartburn?
You know, frequent heartburn may be a sign of a more serious medical problem. Your doctor has treatment plans that can help.
Frequent heartburn. Isn't it time you talk to your doctor?
The Buick LeSabre, Family Circle Magazine's Domestic Family Car of the Year. LeSabre won by finishing first in important family categories like value, comfort, dealer satisfaction, performance, safety, style, and of course, dependability. Buick LeSabre, a welcome addition to the American family.
They call it the Pink Palace, the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's a luxurious hideaway for the movers and shakers of Hollywood. Now it's closing for renovations, and as Bill Whitaker reports, that's sending shockwaves through a town where luxury is considered a necessity.
Hollywood is turning out to pay its last respects to a legend.
It's really a terrible shame that they're taking it down, actually.
It's gone. It's over. It's done. It's finished. Finished. And it will never come back.
The Beverly Hills Hotel, a hotel of the stars, is closing its doors today for a 2-year, $100 million makeover. Tinseltown is topsy-turvy.
Nobody knows where to go now.
Elaine Young, real estate agent to the stars, has come here almost every day for 36 years.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I can't find a place to eat.
The 80-year-old hotel is older than the Hills, 2 years older than the city of Beverly Hills. Anybody who's anybody came here.
When you go in and see it, you feel like you're back in the 30s and the 40s. It's a fairyland, but isn't that what Hollywood's all about?
And about money. In the famed Polo Lounge, where even the walls are the color of money, patrons brag they cut more deals than Wall Street.
Mr. Silverman, telephone.
And you knew you had arrived when you got paged by the pool.
Mr. Heston.
But more than anything, the hotel has provided a secure, discreet refuge for Hollywood's harried elite.
The night of the riots, nothing was open. And this was the only restaurant open. People came here in the droves, and they stayed here till 3, 4 in the morning. We were all in the Polo Lounge having the best time.
But now the owner of this pink palace, who lives in an even grander palace, the world's richest man, the Sultan of Brunei, is giving the hotel the biggest facelift this town has ever seen.
I hope it's going to be beautiful, but 2 years is a long time to don't have the Polo Lounge.
Bye, okay. Hey guys, good luck to you. Good luck, really.
The loyal staff got pink slips today, and the loyal patrons are searching for a new refuge.
Hollywood will survive, of course. We're not going to be sitting on curbs eating sandwiches.
Couple of years and we'll be back in good shape again.
But until something better comes along, Movie Land's rich and famous seem destined to be down and out in Beverly Hills.
Mr. Whitaker, telephone.
This is Bill Whitaker, CBS News at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
By the way, there will be more about the rich and famous winding up down and out later tonight on 48 Hours. It's part of a double feature that also includes a look at getting rich quick, the dreams and the schemes. Join Dan Rather for 48 Hours this week at a special time, 8 o'clock, 7 Central. I'm Connie Chung. I'll see you again Sunday night. Thank you for joining us and for all of us at CBS News. Good night.
Experience CBS News.
Bet you didn't know that many drunk drivers never show up for their trials. Now these deputies are on the lookout when you'd least expect it. When's that? Find out tomorrow on the CBS Evening News. This is CBS.
Good evening, I'm Vicki Yates.
And I'm Chris Clark.
Up next on News Channel 5.
A Fort Campbell soldier retraces his missing wife's steps. I'm Scott.